Hello everybody, my name is Alborgamus from the Alan Tal channel. Today we're playing a special game, quite a special game. Alright, editor me here. Uh, there's a few issues with the audio throughout the recording. It's not that bad, but it is a bit of a bothersome, so just letting you know that. Bye bye. Kyle is famous, complete edition. I played this game very recently, about like a day or two ago. I was trying to make a video out of it, but it didn't go well. I won't say anything about that. Um, but we are here now, and that was a pretty bad intro. So why don't we go into it? Why don't we dive right in? Wink, wink.
Kyle woke up. He is famous.
Don't look at the skip.
Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle.
Yup.
Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed.
Hey, I'm the public.
Inside has called Kyle a most excellent, dumpy white man.
Now, I don't know if that means, he's got a thick butt, or like, he's fat. I'm gonna assume both.
Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields.
How inspiring.
Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details.
I mean, I'm not a talk show, am I?
Most online videos are best-of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast.
This could count as that, somewhat.
The eye of the world is upon Kyle.
Yep.
Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely.
Start preparing. Yeah. So if you notice on the bottom side over here, there's time until interview. 30 hours until then. It sounds like a lot of time, but in this game you'll notice it can go pretty fast. What you'll notice when you read to the reviews or the description in this game is that it might have over 117 endings. So I'm going to pick the ending that I think is relatively normal, maybe throw in a few hoofs and goofs in there, just to give you a taste of it and see if it does well. So let's start by exiting the bed, not the ged. I don't know what the ged is. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. So open closet, sit at desk, scavenge, and exit bedroom to hallway. Why don't we put on something? Inspect rusty locker. Choose an outfit.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
Okay. So, suit of armor, slick suit, jeans and swimming goggles, and skunk pasties.
Kyle chose the pasties made out of mashed skunk flesh.
Nice.
Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue.
He just has glue lying around. Hot glue. I mean, good for him, I guess. It came in handy. We've already opened the closet, and I don't know what else I can do there. For this video specifically. Sit at desk. Write notes for interview. Check in drawer. Back to room. Let's check in drawer. Assorted change. CDs. Small key. Flashlight. Let's take out one of the CDs, or should we get the small key? I'll take a CD. I'll take Carnival Festival. Classical. festive. Yeah, that looks. I think that'd be cool. Let's write some notes for the interview, I guess.
Kyle wrote down his first question.
Alright, so, are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother?
Kyle wrote down his second question.
What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed or blended? Ever eaten a whole raw egg? Ever eaten a raw egg? Oh, yeah, raw egg. Oh, or beef, egg, beef, egg, beef, egg, beef, egg, egg.
Kyle wrote down his third question.
What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy.
Kyle wrote down his last question.
What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty?
Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk.
Nice. Let's head back into the room. We haven't gone to the kitchen yet, have we? Scavenge, sit at desk. Let's sit at desk. We can check in the drawer again and for a small key. Right.
Kyle grabbed the small key he kept in his desk.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to room. Exit hallway. Let's move the kitchen. Pantry?
Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole. The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved for years, but eventually opened. Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard.
I'll chug a bottle.
Kyle voraciously grabbed the closest bottle, snapped the neck against the wall, and sucked out all of the fat within a minute.
You know, I'm reading all of this very lightly. Might because I'm, a bit too tired to imagine. But now I think I might be reading all of this pretty lightly. But when you actually imagine it, it's yuck. Why don't I chug another?
Kyle wildly sucked down another bottle. He felt very sick. Kyle's vomit and the lard were mixing in a way to make it hard to tell which was which.
Yeah.
As Kyle finished the last bottle of lard, he felt a wave of accomplishment come over him.
Nice. Okay, so if you saw that there was at 0 hours, we're out of time. And now we have to start the interview.
Kyle hurried to the set.
Yeah.
Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled.
Let's approach Rachel.
"Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here."
Forward.
Kyle responded.
Answer politely. Scream and spin in circles.
Kyle stretched his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show.
Oh, I insist. I'm doing this.
Kyle shoved his producer out of the way, spread his arms wide, and began to scream loudly.
Same with you, bud.
He began to rotate slowly, screaming throughout, lightly brushing his hands against the faces of Rachel and his producer. After several minutes, Kyle was finished. He slowly put his hands to his sides and smiled. "I'm ready," said Kyle. Rachel blinked at Kyle, shrugged, and walked over to her seat.
We'll start the interview. Bye-bye.
A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on.
Start broadcast.
"Good evening, everyone," said Kyle, looking at the camera. "Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle." Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle, concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running.
Yikes.
Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. "Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction."
Now, we could do something with the CD we just got. I mean, might as well. I actually don't remember how it goes, so I guess it'll be new for us.
As Rachel started to reply, Kyle clamped his hand over her mouth.
Oh my.
Hush, he said. I need to do something before we can continue. Kyle removed the CD he had brought to the interview and placed it in a nearby player deck. The sound system kicked into action, piping Kyle's music throughout the studio. Rachel briefly listened, a blank expression on her face. Smiling, Kyle closed his eyes and enjoyed the music for a moment. Then, he spoke.
Aren't you guys enjoying the music? Yeah. Oh my. Okay, let's continue.
All right, now everything's ready. Let's begin.
Okay.
Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. Hey, Rachel, ever eaten a raw egg whole? Asked Kyle. I'm sorry, Kyle, said Rachel. What on earth is this music? It's very... well, it's something. It's an old favorite, Rachel, said Kyle. This is what I grew up on. It's part of my most special collection.
And I take offense to you even questioning that. You should know this. It's your fault you don't know.
Kyle and Rachel sat silently, the music playing in the background. Rachel began to frown.
If I turn upside down, that's a smile, so yeah.
Suddenly, the wall next to Kyle exploded. Through the hole stepped several men in dazzling, flamboyant costumes of bright color. They held guitars, pianos, and other instruments. Kyle, said the man in front. We are the band of your childhood.
Oh, man.
Kyle's jaw dropped, smiling. He put his hands to his cheeks. His eyes sparkled. We have come to issue a about playing our music on TV without a license.
I'm sorry.
The man took his guitar in both hands and began slamming Kyle's face repeatedly.
Oh no.
After several hours, the grievance had been sufficiently repaid. The band left through the hole they had created in the wall.
Oh my god, poor Kyle.
Kyle lay on the floor, thinking about what had happened. Rachel slowly slid to his side. Are you feeling okay, Kyle? She asked. She had a concerned expression on her face.
Yo.
Have you ever met your childhood idol, Rachel? Asked Kyle. The person you looked up to for as long as you can remember. I can't say I have, said Rachel. Kyle raised both fists into the air. It feels amazing!
Yeah!
Kyle spent the rest of Rachel's interview chatting happily about meeting his lifelong favorite band. Rachel listened and asked questions politely, seeming unfazed that her moment on TV had been uprooted. Eventually, the studio was out of time and the broadcast shut off. Kyle and Rachel walked out of the studio together. Kyle was grinning widely.
Yeah.
The two said their goodbyes and walked off in separate directions. As Kyle walked home, he felt like the interview had been everything he had hoped it to be.
Yeah.
Kyle had gotten everything he had ever wanted as a child.
Oh yeah. Kyle played music. That was pretty. We can go to one more run, or one slightly rackier than this one probably. I mean somewhat. So let's reset. Okay, so we exited the bed the first time, so why don't we wither away?
Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died.
Shucks.
Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities.
Yeah, man, I don't know what to say to that. Okay, Kyle exited his bed and blah blah blah. Open the closet, sit at desk, scavenge. Why don't we sit at the desk? We never properly got to answer our questions. Should we finish that though? I'll see what else I can do in here. Um, let's see. Let's open the closet. Choose an outfit.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
Okay, I guess a slick suit then.
Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks.
Nice. Okay, so he's a ghost. We got those on. So why don't we exit the hallway and move to the kitchen. Let's open the fridge.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Okay, so we have prepared breakfast. Eat condiments. Eat the crust on the wall and eat the fridge.
Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face.
Wow.
Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow.
Oh God.
In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat.
Oh.
After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for
Gossip. I'm out there for gossip.
Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more!
Oh my.
Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened, and someone exited the neighbor's apartment.
That's quite enough. Oh, we leave apartment. Haunt around? We just listened to the gossip from our downstairs neighbor, but I don't think if we have enough time to do anything meaningful with that. But haunt around it looks like it'll lead into something that I was not required for, so.
Kyle felt a sudden pull on his heart. Had he abandoned his job as a ghost? Was he fulfilling his spooky, ethereal role that he'd accepted while lying in bed this morning? Kyle realized he had no other choice. He must spend his day spooking about. Kyle decided he should make a plan about who or where he should spook.
Why don't we spook the interview?
Kyle thought that it would be best to continue his daily course, but with a twist. Today, he would still go to his studio, but instead of conducting an interview, he would haunt.
Dun dun dun.
Excitedly, Kyle made his way to the studio early to find the best spot to conduct his ghostly duties. The studio was empty. Being so early, the crew wouldn't arrive for several hours.
So?
Kyle gleefully skipped around the building, finding the best spot for himself to hide. After searching for some time, Kyle decided to hide behind the guest chair.
Okay.
Kyle quickly placed himself down and drew his legs to his chest.
What?
Soon, the crew began to arrive and set up for the interview that night.
Any ghost is like invisible? I don't know.
Invisible to all senses, Kyle went undetected.
Yeah,
He watched as cameras were set up, screens were turned on, and pages were flipped. Within an hour, Rachel walked into the studio. Hey everyone, said Rachel, smiling kindly. I'm ready to get prepped. Who do I need to talk to first? Kyle's producer approached her. Thanks for being here, Rachel. You should really talk to Andre about makeup first, and then wait for when Kyle arrives. Kyle, knowing he was duping everyone, began to giggle uncontrollably.
Oh.
It was then that he, like clockwork, ceased to be a ghost.
Huh? What?
The studio grew silent. Everyone stared at Kyle, head down, clutching his legs and giggling at the floor. Kyle froze. He had found himself in a situation he had not encountered before. Kyle started to crawl out of the studio on all fours, hoping his small form would avoid attracting more attention. Everyone wordlessly watched as Kyle slowly made his way across the stage, through the production set, and out the door. As soon as he was outside the studio, Kyle broke into an all-out sprint. Kyle made his way back to his apartment as quickly as possible. Kyle sat in his kitchen and processed what had happened during his day.
Oh my.
He vowed that he would never haunt anything again.
Kyle left. That was, not gonna lie, very disappointing. Let's try that again. Reset. Let's put it away.
Kyle,
Shucks.
Kyle is
Get out
now.
of bed. Let's okay. What do we do again? Right. We scavenge.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for...
It seems like our neighbor apparently is a bug man or bug woman. I don't know if she could be anything. It's 2022 now anyways. Alright, so basically she's that. I wonder if we can gain the information and confront her with it.
Kyle firmly pressed his ear into...
Wow.
I heard Rachel
can tell me more.
Well, what I will tell you is that... There was a stunned silence.
That's quite enough. Okay. So let's just do the essentials, put on our clothes.
Kyle decided to...
Because I think that's, the right thing to do. You wouldn't want to just come in randomly and, scare them. Being naked and all. A naked ghost. That'd be insane. So I did that. I don't know if ghosts have to eat, but I'll have to anyway.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Well, we have breakfast then.
Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage.
Lovely. Eat. Smash! I want to eat.
Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite.
That's disgusting.
He felt refreshed.
Yeah. Okay, let's return to hallway. We're clothed and we're fed. And with the gossip as well, and we're a ghost. We didn't need to do that, but I did it anyway. Let's leave apartment. We vowed to never haunt again, so why don't we just visit the neighbor?
Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked.
Knocked.
A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door.
Let's greet and start conversation.
Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly.
Okay, so ask Gabby about Kyle, ask Gabby about Rachel, ask her about herself and the vigilante pet. Boom.
Gabby, asked Kyle, are you the bug vigilante? For a moment, Gabby looked stunned, but then she realized his seriousness. Gabby nodded once. The door shut in Kyle's face.
There's not much I can do. I haven't even written my notes down, so... What should I do? Should I haunt? Should I return? What should I... it doesn't matter. We'll just go through the interview.
Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived.
I guess that's a normalcy thing in here.
Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded.
I'd rather scream and spin in circles, but I want to go through this quickly.
And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. After other mild exchanges of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on.
Ooh, we can gossip about our neighbor.
Good evening, everybody, said Kyle. My neighbor is a bug vigilante.
Oh.
With nothing more to say on the matter, he fell silent. Rachel, also on camera, stared at her hands and wondered when she was going to be introduced. The producer started cutting to different camera angles to break the tension.
Okay.
Kyle continued to remain silent and stare forward blankly. After several minutes, neighbor Gabby walked out onto set.
Oh.
Hi, everyone, she said, smiling hollowly. My name is Gabby, and I'm not a bug vigilante. False. Kyle looked at Gabby and then returned to staring forwards.
Someone says, hey, I'm actually not false.
Gabby began to reply, but was interrupted by a bug-shaped intercom on her belt.
Oh.
Bug girl, it squawked. A robbery's in progress on East 3rd. Report immediate. Gabby threw the intercom on the ground and crushed it under her foot. After a beat, she spoke tightly. Something has come up suddenly and I must go.
Oh.
Gabby left the set.
Goodbye.
Well, said Kyle, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Rachel. Kyle got up, shook Rachel's hand again, and walked past the cameras, leaving her alone. Not knowing what else to do, the producer ended the broadcast.
Well, that was a show.
In the coming days, fans of both Rachel and Kyle dubbed this show as a masterpiece of television.
As it should be.
Stay Up Late with Kyle's online pages were updated to reflect this broadcast as the most popular ever. Kyle's producer later tried to have Rachel on the show again, but she was very, very, very busy.
Kyle talked about Gabby. Man, in the 2 or 3 times we've tried to do the interview, I mean, the 3rd time wouldn't really count. I mean, the 2nd time, since we were a ghost, and we tried to haunt them instead of conduct the interview. Kinda. Even though all of that, and still somehow ending up in the same location, we never actually did the interview with Rachel. We still didn't do the interview with Rachel. You know, I think we should just start off, just do one more ending with that, and then we're over, okay? Kyle's first decision in the morning was made wisely. He exited the bed. He opened the closet. He chose an outfit.
Kyle decided to
put
take
in
some
on
time.
the slick food.
Kyle miraculously
The slick
crammed his
suit.
dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks.
Kyle returned to the center of his bedroom. He exited the... No, he sat at the desk. He decided to write notes for the interview.
Kyle wrote down his first question.
Is your mother... No, are you... Am I a mother?
Kyle wrote down his second question.
Beef, mashed or blended?
Kyle wrote down his third question.
I purposely ran over a puppy.
Kyle wrote down his last question.
Are you guilty?
Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk.
From all the hints we're getting, you know, Rachel is guilty of something. I can't remember what, but there is something up with Rachel. She's like some kind of villain or something, I have no idea. I leave the apartment. What do I do now? I've done pretty much everything. I got my notes, that. We can visit our downstairs neighbor for fun.
Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked.
Knock.
A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door.
Consume Gabby.
Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole.
Nice.
Job done, Kyle returned to the middle of the street.
Yep. Let's return to the apartment. Let's leave it again. Let's return again. And let's leave again. And return again.
Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host, as Kyle approached her. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle. After rather mild... A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction.
Man, I know what I said earlier, but the option to the left, man, it's too tempting. I really want to do it, but I also want to...
However, said Kyle, suddenly dropping his voice, Rachel May is not sitting next to me. She is not new to this show. She did not walk in before me. In fact, said Kyle, I am Rachel May. Rachel looked at Kyle, confused, and silently mouthed the words, You are who? Kyle stood up quickly and threw his arm high above him, pointing upwards. I have never been Kyle, he proclaimed. I have never been the host of the show Stay Up Late with Kyle. Kyle looked and pointed directly at the camera. I am here for but one reason, to interview myself. Kyle sat down in his chair and went to produce the notes he had taken earlier. Kyle read the first question on his list. Are you a mother? Well, he said, brightening, I'm glad you asked. Yes, I have produced many, many, many children. In fact, said Kyle, motioning to Rachel, one of my children is sitting here with me today. Rachel looked incredibly confused. After a moment, Kyle spoke again. I am your mother! He stood up again. Give me a big hug, daughter!
Oh my God.
After a moment more, Rachel shrugged, stood up, and gave Kyle a hug. The interview continued, Kyle talking about his supposed raising of Rachel and their times together.
Oh.
Rachel engaged in the interview with exuberance, answering questions as best she could and enjoying every moment. From this episode, Rachel's childhood and family became a debated topic in her fan base. When fans asked Rachel about the matter, she would giggle and make a joke about the interview. Scientists and fans began to dig deep, finding evidence both for and against the Kyle is Rachel's mother theory.
Oh my God.
But no matter how much anyone dug, nobody was able to come to a conclusion on the matter. Kyle had created a public mystery.
Oh, new cursor. Alright. Kyle created mystery. Hello there, editor me here. Here to tell you some information. Yeah. So basically, this was supposed to be a clean cut, easy, just in outro. But I've decided to make an entire story out of it for some reason. Yeah. Bye and be in tune for the next video, which will be still somewhat related to this. So, yeah. Ta-ta.